Imagine stumbling upon a dragon, not a fierce one, but a dragon that loves poetry and hates fighting. This is exactly what happened to a curious young boy who, on one ordinary day, decided to explore a nearby cave. As he ventured deeper into the rocky labyrinth, he found himself face to face with an unexpected resident, a dragon. But this creature was not the fire-breathing, terror-inducing beast from his storybooks. No, this dragon was different. He was a gentle giant with an affinity for verse and a distaste for discord. He had no interest in the traditional dragon ways of causing chaos and spreading fear. All he wanted was to immerse himself in his poetry and live in peace. This unusual encounter left the boy in awe, not of the dragon's might, but of his gentle spirit and shared love for tranquility. And so a unique friendship bloomed between the boy and the dragon, bonded by their shared love for tranquility. Yet, not everyone was understanding of this peculiar dragon's peaceful nature. The townsfolk, you see, were quite taken aback when they discovered a dragon in their midst. Their minds filled with tales of fire-breathing monsters and knights in shining armor. They were unable to comprehend a dragon who simply wanted to live in peace. One day, St. George, a renowned dragon slayer, arrived in town. The townsfolk, eager to rid themselves of their unusual neighbor, asked him to challenge the dragon to a duel. Now St. George, eager to uphold his reputation, was more than ready to take on the challenge. Our dragon, however, was not. Why would he want to participate in a fight when all he wanted was to live quietly? But seeing the determined faces of the townsfolk and St. George, he realized that he had no choice. To maintain harmony in the town, he would have to accept the challenge. With a heavy heart, our peaceful dragon agreed to face the infamous St. George. The day of the battle arrived, but what happened next was something no one had anticipated. As the sun rose, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, St. George and the dragon took their positions. The air was thick with anticipation. The townsfolk held their breath, waiting for the fierce battle to commence. But oh, how they were in for a surprise. Instead of a roar, a chuckle echoed from the dragon's throat. St. George, instead of unsheathing his sword, lifted his hand in a friendly wave. The dragon, with a twinkle in his eye, responded with a friendly wag of his tail. The crowd watched in stunned silence as St. George and the dragon began what looked like a dance? Yes, indeed, it was a dance. The dragon twirled and spun, his scales sparkling in the sunlight. St. George, with a flourish of his cape, leaped and pranced around the dragon. They darted and dashed, jumped and jived in a spectacle of camaraderie and joy. Now, this was no ordinary dance. It was a dance designed to look like a battle. The dragon pretended to snap at St. George, who would then fake a leap to avoid the dragon's jaws. St. George would pretend to swing his sword, and the dragon would act as if he narrowly escaped. So convincing was their performance that the townsfolk gasped and cheered in turns, completely taken in by the show. Laughter echoed through the fields as St. George and the dragon continued their playful exchange. They were not enemies but friends, putting on a show for the townsfolk who expected a battle. Their dance, their mock battle, was a testament to their friendship and understanding. As the day drew to a close, St. George and the dragon took a bow, their performance a resounding success. The townsfolk erupted into applause, convinced they had witnessed a fierce battle between a knight and a dragon. The townsfolk cheered, convinced that they had witnessed a grand battle. Little did they know they had actually watched a playful performance. In the end, the dragon's reluctance to fight turned out to be his strength, not his weakness. This unusual dragon, with his passion for poetry and disdain for violence, surprised everyone with his peaceful nature. His tranquility and wisdom won over the hearts of the townsfolk, melting away their fear and misconceptions. The unfolding of this tale taught us invaluable lessons. It reminded us not to judge a book by its cover, or in this case, a dragon by its scales. It's easy to form opinions based on stereotypes, but this story showed us the significance of understanding and acceptance. More than just a tale of a dragon and a brave boy, it's a story of friendship. A friendship that defied odds, broke barriers, and ultimately saved a town. This bond, built on mutual respect and understanding, is the real magic of our tale. And so the dragon, once feared, was now loved by all. He taught everyone that it's okay to be different and that peace always triumphs over violence.